Yep, welcome back, guys, and happy Easter to everyone. If everyone's watching during Easter break, this is
And
Easter break for us.
Celebrating Easter, yes,
Yeah,
yes, or happy whatever else there is going on.
Yep, we're all back. I think we're all recording. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for the last couple of videos that have gone up. Much appreciated to everyone that has subscribed and given us a good old thumbs up. What do you reckon?
Yeah, and the good feedback that we've got from it.
100%.
It's really good. I think everyone's liking the shorter episodes,
Yep.
which is good because we're getting to the point. We're not,
Humming and hurrying and 100% and all the rest.
and all the rest of them.
Yep.
So
Love the sign.
Yeah, that's a new
Nice
addition.
work. Yeah.
Two dads and a mic, so just bring a bit of colour to it.
Yeah, hopefully it's spelled right after $500. What did I spell wrong on YouTube the other day?
Yes, we must
One
apologise
life,
for that.
lifestyle. What was it?
Yourself.
Oh, yourself, bro. That's right.
Yourself.
Nothing against the cussies out there. Oh, don't talk too close to the mic. You know what they say, once you pet a dog, it always follows you. But anyway,
Yeah.
we'll get on with it.
Yeah, we apologise for that little English
Yeah, spelling mistake.
spelling mistake, but
All good.
today we're going to get on to a really cool topic.
What are we talking about
We
today?
are talking about YouTube, mate.
Oh.
Put your glasses on, mate. Oh, put mine
Yeah,
on
put
too.
yours
Oh,
on.
What do we look like, people?
Fuck, is that what you look like? You're
more
handsome.
intelligent. Oh, mate, you look so much clearer.
Thanks,
That's
bud.
great. What we're talking about today is emotional baggage. So generational baggage that was handed down to you. Not so much knowing. What's the word? Not knowing.
Yeah, emotional baggage could be from
Yeah,
your...
but it's generational. That's passed down. So it's therefore you're not aware that you're taking.
You're carrying it
you're
with you.
carrying it with
Yeah.
you. So this baggage could be huge, like a suitcase. It could be a
Yep.
little backpack.
Container load.
Container load, but we're talking about that sort of stuff that's passed down to you, and then also your childhood traumas. If you've had traumas during your childhood or adolescent, these things are carried on.
So you're saying from your childhood times, from mum and dad, like things
Yeah.
that they had done in
Something-
their lives that's obviously carried on as you've gotten older in your life.
So it could be passed down from their parents
Yep.
to your parents and now to you, and you're unwilling that you don't know that you're actually doing it, and that's the part when we're talking about being self-aware. So once you learn to be self-aware, you can start working on those traumas, that baggage that's been passed down. So in a sense that maybe the way your parents behaved, like in my situation, my father had the silent treatment whenever they had an argument, and it wasn't until I was in my 40s that I realised
You're
that
doing
was
it?
wrong. That
Did you-
I'm doing. I've always done it in my relationships.
And do you
I've
think
always
that's a
done that.
trait because you see your dad, you see your mum doing it, and you think, well, if it's all right for them to do it, then I'm
That's
going to do
right.
it if someone
Monkey
pisses
see,
me off.
monkey do.
Yeah, and it's sad because then you end up either bringing it into your life every day, whether it's at work, whether it's in your marriage, your partnership, with your
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
And it could be something simple as a simple argument, and things don't go your way, and then the silent treatment came on for you. Is that what has happened?
So basically, if I went to my father had the silent treatment, my mother had we're not discussing this.
Yeah,
So communication levels are at a 0. So with my father, if I did anything wrong, he wouldn't talk to me for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I had to work out what the hell I did to upset him.
yeah,
On the other hand, if I upset my mum, we wouldn't talk about it, but she'd just be shitty. So these sort of things that you grow up with, you take on in your adult life.
yeah.
So therefore, when I had a problem with whatever partner I had, I would either give them the silent treatment, or I didn't want to discuss it, and I'd be pissed off with them for a week, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
or 2 days, 4 hours, whatever it was. So these sort of things are all part of the self-awareness. It's all part of you growing. So you look at sort of things that you look inside yourself. So you're looking inside and you're going, okay, so what are the things that I've been doing in my life? Okay, it's got me this far, but what is it that I can make better?
Yeah.
So another example I'll give you, love. Parents never hugged me, told me I love, especially my father, never told me he loved me, proud of me, blah, blah, blah. It was always the opposite. Why didn't you do better? Why'd you come second?
Yeah.
You know, why can't you come first?
So do you find if that was, flip side to that, if you were loved, you could sort of say loved more, or whether they told you, like obviously they loved you, but whether you heard those key words, love, it would have made a difference in your
Absolutely.
adult life, in your teenage year life. It would have
Because-
changed things. Because I remember you saying to me, you know, we were speaking about the other day about animals, about dogs. I always had dogs growing up, they were large German shepherds, and you didn't have a dog because your parents or your mum was scared
Yes.
of having a dog.
Yeah, that was another thing. So,
And as weird as it sounds, but that's an affection thing, that's a love thing. Until I guess you broke that mold, because it would have been hard for your mum, because you were like, don't ever touch the dog. Or I remember you were a little bit scared
I
about.
used to walk different ways to school because there was another dog in the street. So that sort of fear that was handed down to her, possibly, or she had that fear, was then passed on to us kids. So therefore, we were terrified of dogs. Yeah. But in reality, we weren't, because we were taking on her fear.
So that would be something that you would have had to done that you would have brought forward, I guess, to the table, to the family, because mum didn't want it, dad wasn't so bad about it, but you must have changed, I guess, their mind somehow, or that they would have seen, well, maybe they've seen Mark's changing, or you're changing, and sort of made them. And I know it's hard.
Confidence and thought, you know what, let's try this. Yeah. And we got a dog, and then ever since I've known, they've always had dogs. Yeah.
So when we say a generation thing, obviously, generation baggage. Like obviously, our parents a lot older. The era that they were born in. I guess being European background as well, very stubborn, not wanting to change their ways and all the rest.
Their own set of so they would have changed a little bit from their parents. Yeah. And now I see us change a whole lot. Yeah. From what our parents brought onto us. So there's a lot of things as well that people seek approval. Yeah. So there's things like if the parents made all their decisions for them, they're always like, oh, I should go ask mum and dad, what should I do? Oh, I should go, you know, mum does this for me all the time. Mum does that for me. Dad does this for me. So you lose your identity. Yeah. You become where you can't make a decision for yourself. Yeah. So you're bringing that also into a relationship, a partnership, whatever else. You can't think for yourself because it's always, oh, what mum and dad thinks. Oh, am I doing the right thing? And you're always seeking that approval from them to see if you're doing the right thing.
And I'm sure there's a lot of guys or girls that have been brought up that way where they're still getting their approval from their mum or dad, and they're obviously in their 40s, and then they don't know what to bring to whether it's to their marriage or relationship, and they're, whether you want to say it, not so much under the thumb, but it's like, well, again, see what
you think, say we're in a relationship and I go, you know, a husband and wife, and she says something, he goes, no, well, I'm going to ask my mum to see if she thinks the same as you. Yeah. Why? You're not married to your mum.
That's right. So in other words, that person is not making their own decisions for their own. They don't know their self-worth.
It comes from that generational baggage. So it's always been that the mother's always been around them and you know, like wrap them
choking,
in.
Yeah,
you
choking
know what I'm
them.
saying?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll still do your
warm
washing.
Blanket.
I'll still wash your clothes. Just bring your clothes to me. I'll wash them and dry them. So you lose that. There's no independence there. Yeah. You know, so once that mother or father passes away, that person's lost. Yeah, that's true. They are crushed more than anyone else because who's going to do it for them? Where do they turn to make a decision? Shit, I've got to make a decision by myself now. Or possibly, let's make a decision with my partner what we should do. Yeah. So there's a lot of that sort of...
So I guess a lot of that in what we're talking about tonight is a lot of that is, you know, whether that is again brought into a marriage, that could kill a marriage as well too. That could make things hard, I guess, to move forward, to grow in a relationship. I reckon that would, you know, people that are stuck in that mundane, you know, where they still got a ring, whether it's mum or dad, or they haven't sort of thought outside the box, thought for themselves.
Look, you can ask them for their opinion, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's their opinion. Whether you take it on or not, it's up to you. Yeah. But the fact is that decision making, that sort of stuff needs to be, because they're seeking approval, right, from let's say their parents, but then they seek the approval from their partner, whether it's male or female. They're always seeking approval. Then you look at social media, so they might put up a picture and say, "Oh, let's hope I get a lot of likes." Right. So I can justify
Feeling
what I'm
good.
doing, and
Yeah.
I'm feeling good, and that makes me.
Yeah.
It's very empty.
So I'll ask you a question. So obviously my parents have been together forever, and it was the same with your parents.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you ever think, well, in your breakdown in your marriage, like mum and dad, they survived their long marriage, and when it was time for you that it was quits, did you ever think, well, maybe I shouldn't be, if things are going south with my marriage or we're getting a divorce, did you ever have that thought in your head, well, I've got to try to make this work because, mum and dad were together forever?
Yeah,
Like, did it give you that?
Yeah, of course. Like, don't get me wrong. In the years of growing up and remembering,
Yeah.
there was times my mother hated my father, and there was times my father hated my mother.
Yeah.
But divorce was never an
On
option.
the table. It was looked upon.
It was bad.
Bad,
For
yeah.
for us ethnics. It was bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was shameful. We
Oh,
brought
what
shame
are you
on the
doing? We're getting separated, and
Yeah,
all that type of stuff.
It was very rare. The percentage of
Yeah.
it compared to today is massive.
Yeah.
Let's just say 2% was back in the old days, and now it's at 50, 60%.
So do you think if it was different, would it have made your transition easier, or like as in, well, it's hard because we never, I know it sounds awful, we never came from, I guess, parents that were
broken
separated.
up.
And it was the same with me. There was no smooth sailing from my parents as well too. Everyone argues it's normal, otherwise it's not a real relationship. But I'm just trying to work out that quoting that, like on levels of numbers and all the rest, if it would have made it easier, or it's hard to say.
It's hard, but I know as that older generation, they tended to stick through it, whether they liked each other or they didn't like each other. They stayed for the kids or whatever else, maybe financially, this and that. But today's society, we've become a society of throwing things away.
Yeah, it's
So,
just
TV
curious.
breaks, I don't fix it anymore, I throw it away. Washing machine, whatever else.
Yeah.
Whatever breaks, we throw it away now. And that's what's happening to relationships. Things break down. Yeah, there's some that might try and work on it. There's others that go, man, we're too far gone. Let's go our own way.
It's interesting. I guess, to anyone out there, if they want to, feel free to leave us a comment or just write us something. If anyone's going through a similar situation, scenario, I'm just interested as in, like, if what works, I guess, like if you're coming from that baggage, that generational sort of baggage where it's been hard on you.
Those sort of traumas, you need to deal with them.
Yeah.
So I recommend speaking to someone that, but that's when you realise, like, a lot of people are not self-aware, so therefore they're just going to be, there's nothing
Just
wrong
going to go
me.
with it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine. You're the problem.
And that's what I mean. For those people that are still, I guess, living with their folks and they're a lot older, is that going to jeopardise their moving forward with a new person or a new partner?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to, they're just used to how it is. They're not doing something for
Mum and
themselves.
Dad doing everything for me. So why should I upset the apple cart?
Yeah.
Why should I work on myself? But then when you do have that, look, this is good to work on even if you're not separated, or even if you're in a happy relationship. There's nothing wrong with this, because this is personal growth.
Yeah.
This is putting all that stuff aside and go, okay, I need to work on this, and this. Why do I have relationship problems? Why am I bouncing from one girl to the next, to the next, to the next? Yeah. What is it deep down?
That's right. Look at yourself.
To do that?
What's actually causing it? And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's the person that I was with," as opposed to looking at yourself first and seeing what's going on. And I guess that's a lot of people. They'll just jump straight into whether it's one relationship or another. They won't find out what the actual reason is. So
or you look at alcohol abuse, drug abuse, all those. You're covering them up. You're covering whatever issue you have inside that's deep down. You're masking it with alcohol or drugs.
Instead of letting it out, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, generally, 9 times out of 10, that's what will happen.
Yeah.
These people are masking something that they don't want to deal with. They know it's there, and we call them demons, we call them whatever you may want to be, but that's what's happening.
Well, I guess we're lucky in today's world, today's society, with all the help out there, and we'll put all the links in. And again, drop us a comment if there's something that you guys want to chat in. But that's right, there's a lot, I guess, to ask for help today, isn't there, compared to 20, 30 years ago.
Where you didn't have it.
No, you didn't have it. So, and again, this is what two dads and a mic are trying to do. We just want to help, whether it's one person or two people or whatever it may be, just to get.
We're helping people from what
you're hearing from the feedback
that I'm getting through the personal phone calls. We are helping a lot of people.
Beautiful. That's
so,
good.
You know, people are reaching out to me saying, man, I've been, you know...
They've been waiting for us to drop another video.
I've been lost for 3 years, man. And I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, I've been lost for this long. You know, I don't know where to turn anymore. But seeing your videos and you guys, you know, we're not professional, but we actually speak from experience.
Yeah.
And that experience, you can't...
You can't buy it, can you? It's
buy
priceless.
It's
That's right.
So we are doing a good thing, and you know, the more people we can help, the better it is. You know,
good job, buddy.
So we're doing a good job.
That's it.
But look, I don't have much more to touch on that.
Yeah.
The baggage. It's like I said, it's one of those ones where you gotta, you know,
dig
when
deep.
you're at your lowest and you're thinking about, is this what my life's come to? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see myself here, man.
So just in other words, again, just what's the word? Stop, reset, pause. Yeah.
Where did I go wrong?
Yeah.
Well, and to think that you haven't done anything wrong, that means you're not self-aware. So
that's it. You're being, what's the word? Naive. You're just being stubborn, as in you don't want. Maybe some people don't want to move forward too. And there's always people like that I guess stuck in their ways and they don't want to change and.
Because they're not willing, they don't think there's anything wrong with them.
And it's sad, I guess, because before we wrap it up, I guess it's sad because then, you know, if their previous marriage or relationship, you know, ended because they were being, whether it was told to, you know, from mum and dad or whatever it may be, it just means, I guess, the next relationship they're going to go into is going to be exactly the same. They're not changing their ways. They're still living, I guess, at home with mum and dad or whatever it may be.
But if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect something to change, well then you're
dreaming. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. You need to make the change and
believe in yourself too. Hey,
but once you make that change, it's like a weight off your shoulder. You look, I no longer do those things. So when I was saying to you silent treatment and
you don't do that no more.
I don't do that anymore. You see me. I don't even get angry. Man.
Yeah, you've realised. Obviously, you've done it a lot to people, whether it was your ex or whatever it may be, or it could be even your kids, and you think, well, it's not, it's not helping. It's not doing anything.
Anyone.
Yeah.
So now, I'll give you an example. Like Alex at school, he's reports, or I had a parent-teacher night.
Yeah.
Like, there was some good things in there, and there were some things that were, he's got to work on. But it's not as if probably my old self would have ripped him a new one.
Yeah.
Right? Punished him, took away things.
What the hell are you doing? Yeah.
But this time, I took a different approach because this is the way I deal with things now. I sat him down and I spoke to him like I'm speaking to you, and I said, mate, you need to do 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. Right? And he's like, Dad, you're not mad? And I said, no, I'm not mad. Because you can fix this.
That's right.
You just got to...
As long as you're trying and take different ways of fixing it, whether it's little things, whether it's going to bed early or whatever it may be.
But you know how it could have went.
Yeah, it could have blown up.
Could have blown up, not talked to him for 2-3 days. The kid would have thought, fuck, that was that bad?
Yeah.
Like, Dad's not talking to me? No, because we need to communicate. Okay. If I have an argument with somebody, we don't agree on something, that's okay.
Let it go.
It's just agree to disagree. It's fine. Let that person think the way they want to think, even if you think it's wrong. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It has no effect.
It's true.
If you try and get through that baggage, try and work on yourself better, everything's easier. Whole life's easier.
No, couldn't have said it better myself, and it's true. I guess it's something to take away from today's episode. I hope, this episode is a little bit different, but it's one that needs to be discussed, and everything can't be rosy, so to speak. Everything's not glam. It's just how it is. But hopefully you guys can take something away from today's episode. But I think we've pretty much covered everything from today's episode.
For this episode, I believe. Well, we might have missed a couple of bits, but I think we've covered
enough.
Pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
But I feel a bit weird on this side of the table.
Do you? We're usually on the other side.
Is this the emoji where we're doing that?
Well, we've changed it around because we used to sit over there. Now we're here because of this.
It just feels a bit weird turning my head to the left.
Right. I think that's pretty cool anyway. Send us some feedback on it, what you think, or if someone wants to send us something else, it would be finally appreciated. But yeah, guys, we're going to wrap it up. As always, thanks for watching Two Dads and a Mic. And I guess we'll be doing, what are we doing? This thing?
These ones,
Yeah, we'll do these ones.
Take care of yourself.
That's it.
Keep
Look
moving
after
forward.
yourselves. See you
Take
guys.
care.
Ta-da. Bye.
Bye.